Hello everybody, Priscilla here. I am not in the church. I'm in Steam. I had to think for a minute where I am. I was going to say I'm in Sunbury. I'm in Sunbury, Pennsylvania at Steam Innovative Labs. I'm in one of the classrooms. There are so many cool classrooms here. There's so many cool things here to do. This building is so cool, and Morton is in the back. Morton's cutting glass, and right over there is the door. Morton just went out and he said, "Do you want the door open or closed?" I said, "Let it close." But I'm going to be doing workshops in person here when we get back from Alaska. But you came here for Watercolor Wednesday, and Watercolor Wednesday is just what we're going to do. Now, I did not do things up ahead of time. I'm using my little paint set that I had got at Michael's last week. Was it last week? I think last week. No, week before. We were coming back. So that's what I'm going to be using again. And I want to show you some fun little tricks tonight. But while we're spending this lovely hour together, something I actually do when I paint, if your brush has one of these on it, I stick it on the end of here. Don't throw it away. I will put this on my brush because it just keeps your tip really nice. But if you put it on the end of your brush, you're never going to lose it. And then I'm going to show you a little trick with that in a little bit. So I'm going to just break this because it had watercolor in it that dries. And I'm going to show you a nice little way to kind of get it going. And I don't have my spray bottle here. So I'm going to take and I'm going to okay, let's do it like this. I want to put just a little bit of this in. Just a little bit. Come on, coax it out. There we go. One drop. One drop. That was a lot. The white got a whole lot of drops in it. And I just want to say thank you to everybody here, everybody who's watching. You're awesome. I wish we were all here together. That's what I wish. So let's put 2 drops on these because I don't think 1 drop's enough. And hopefully you can see this. Can you see how I'm dropping this on? Just drop it. Let's just paint tonight with this top row of paints. Let's just use the top row. It's going to be reds, orange, goldenrod, and yellow and white. So I'm just getting all of these just wet so they're ready for us. Could be a sunset. That's a great idea, Lacey. If you have good ideas, shout them out. I love your good ideas. Thanks, Penny, for the heart me. Okay, so these are all pretty hydrated. So some things that are common sense, things that I feel like I never talk enough about, but they're not, I said common sense. They're not common sense things. You don't know what you don't know. Some things to do is start with just making sure your brush is clean if you want to be clean. Start like that. This will be on YouTube later. Yes, all of our lives, most of our lives where I'm teaching you something are on YouTube later. So I'm going to slide this up here. And this part, we're going to do a little warm-up. I never do warm-ups with you. Warm-ups are so important because they really get your stuff flowing. So this white, hopefully you can see that. Can you see that? That white is so full. But I'm going to take here and I'm just going to paint white first. And I have been making so many images that say this: follow for fun, follow for fun. I hope you're following us and I hope you're having fun. So I got a whole lot of water there. So I'm gonna put this white on here first. And painting letters, I have never been thrilled about it, but sometimes you have to paint letters and numbers and whatnot. Sometimes they're part of your thing. So you can see here, you can see follow. So I'm going to go on, because there's still more paint here, and we're going to paint a little fancy F, little simple O, and a little simple R. Follow 4. And now we're going to paint fun on the bottom. And we're going to make fun. Fun is going to be a fun one. We're going to have fun doing this little warm-up together. F. Thinking about what I'm going to say here. F-U-N spells fun. Let's go with the N here. And all of this stuff is still going to be really, really wet. It's still going to be really wet. So I'm going to go now into this one. This one I had green in there. So I'm going to kind of clean up this paint and clean up around here by just blending it. All mixing together. And we'll go right into here. And this is a good experiment to see how painting feels. Wet on wet, wet on dry, all that good stuff. And you can be doing this too. You can be painting along with me, and maybe you're writing different words. Maybe you're gonna, I want to make this look like a little person here. I'm gonna bring the O down. Now this white here, I'm gonna go into it, and this might bloom. This might bloom. Yep, I got a little bit of yellow in it. That's okay. But I needed more water, and I got a whole bunch of water on my white. So I'm not going to pay close attention to how pretty this is right now. We're going to fix this up, and this is our let's get warmed up exercise. Let's get warmed up. Guess what? This morning, while we were leaving the church around noonish, we hit snow flurries. So somebody messed up on ordering spring. I said, but then I told Morton, we had snow a couple years ago. We had snow at the church in May. So it's a thing. We live in the mountains. Follow for fun. Grabbing this, but I got to be careful to not turn that white yellow. And this, if you're just warming up with us, this is going to get you. It's going to get you feeling like you're putting paint on paper. That, believe it or not, when I teach workshops, the biggest fear that I hear people talking about is they don't know where to start. They don't know how to start with a blank sheet. So sometimes when I do workshops, I'll put lines. I'll have simple lines on. Okay, we're going to let this dry up a little bit. This is really, really wet. So we're going to let that dry. We have warmed up. And that can lay there for dry, and it can also be a lovely little example for everybody. So now I'm going to start with the sun, and I'm going to start with the sun off center. Somebody had suggested sunset. A sunset is a fun one to paint. I'm going to go up here. I'm going to turn you around right here so you can see what I'm grabbing a hold of. I'm going to grab, you know how I made this kind of messy here? I'm going to go up here and just paint around here with this white. We're painting the sun way bigger than what it is because we're going to put stuff in front of it. I'm going to let some space here. So there's going to be some clear lines. We want the sun to carry this feeling. And as we come out, see the yellow is getting lighter because it's white. It is white. And I'm gonna leave some of the page totally blank. But I want to get all this water scraped up off of here. I'm going to show you how to clean this up. Look at how light that got. And I'm going to carry this right down here. Let's bring this down here. Get that white all cleaned up again. And let's come right down here with this, because the sunshine is going to be falling on whatever we're putting down here. Whatever we're putting down here. And can you hear this? Can you hear this brush getting dry? Hear that? As I lose that watercolor, as I lose the water off the watercolor, you're not doing wet on dry. You're kind of almost doing a dry on dry. And I still see yellow on here. So what I'm going to do now is go in here with my brush. I'm going to rinse this a little bit. Let's just rinse this a little bit. But we want to squish a lot of the water off on the side. A big part of watercolor painting is, well, the biggest part is water, and experimenting with how much or how little water you want. I get asked that question a lot too. And the choice is, it's totally up to you. So I made that brush wet again, so I can come in here and try to clean up the white that I got dirty with the yellow. Rinse that off, come back in here, try to paint away the yellow so I get that nice block of white left there. I do have a problem always making this. My white turns into pink, it turns into pale yellow. I want to try to keep this one clear. So painting it down here, and can you really see the color here? How it just really changed gorgeously. And yeah, Jamie says mine too. I think every artist, if you have a white pan on your paper, you're gonna get other colors into it. So see all of these white lines around this painting? I'm gonna keep rinsing, not drying, rinsing, coming in here, because I wanna get all the yellow off of here. But here where the white is in here, I'm gonna take and I'm just gonna paint these lines with this yellow now. So we won't have dry spots or bare spots on our paper. See, I'm just painting these white lines in. Just painting the white lines in. Wherever I left the paper clear, and if you're painting along, you can do the same thing. I'm hoping, can you see okay? Can you see it all okay? I hope you can. Object right now is to try to clean up that area and get paint all over this. Great, Brenda says you can. Thanks, Brenda. Okay. And this, like all of my teaching videos, are going to be up always, always, always on YouTube. And I just found out YouTube, I think we're going to 2 more creator events. I think we're going to one in Boston, Massachusetts, and one in Rhode Island. The very first of May. I'll keep you posted. If you're in those cities, I'd love to meet you. Okay, now when you're doing the white on white, when I'm trying to cover the parts that aren't quite with no paint on them, it's sometimes hard to see. And you might want to take, Camia, thank you for that, for the heart me. You might want to take and tilt your painting just a little bit. And when you tilt that painting, you're going to see like there's some white, there's some white, there's some white. You just don't want to go back into that yellow and paint too much. And Cameo, thank you for all the roses. You don't want to paint too much because you'll start pulling yellow up again. And oh my goodness, 80% of the live goal is completed. Thank you, Cameo. So we're going to come back in here. I still see some yellow. There's still some yellow creeping up there. Thank you so much, 86 roses. I appreciate that. Okay, so here I'm going to take and I'm going to put a little bit of white there. And now look, you'll see some little bubbles here. Just brush them. Brush them and they'll go away. That was a lot of water. There was a lot of water on there. Brush them and go away. And look and just make sure. I see a part down here. Rinse. Rinse to get that yellow out and come back into the white. And I see some other spots right down here. We're just going to smooth those along. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Just going to move that along. Oh, and the light in the classroom here, the light. I'm waving my hand because it's motion sensor. So if we end up in the dark, I will just wave my hands and the lights will come back on. It's super high tech. I love it. Okay, so making this white. I think we got all of our spaces. I think we got them all. Okay, so now we're gonna work from palest to darkest. So I'm gonna take, you saw that I started with this yellow. I'm gonna come over to this messy, messy little yellow that I have here. Hey, Bobby, we are in STEAM. Oh my gosh, Bobby, I'm gonna bring you here. This is STEAM Innovative Labs. Look, there's a color theory chart. Love it. And I'm in one of their classrooms. When I come back from Alaska, I'm definitely going to be doing some workshops here. Because you can get, oh my gosh, it's perfect. 1, 6, 12. We could fit 14 people, 15 people in here easily. And the place is so cool and interesting. And Sunbury is such a cute little town. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Okay, so wet brush. Let's go back here and try to clean this one up. Because I got wild with this one. Sassy, thank you. And our team cheers has been unlocked for all the team members. Celebrate. Celebrate. Go on, team. Morton is cutting glass in the back. So this paint here, I'm going to take it. I'm going to come up here to our follow. And I'm just going to go down with a darker yellow. Just on the other side of this, because we're going to make a shadow here. Can you see the difference here? Get it a little bit wet. Get it a little bit wet there. And I'm working at tidying this up. Tidying that up. And then the follow for fun, that was our practice. So I'm just going to go in here with this darker yellow. Let's go right up here. Just a little bit of the darker here and there. One side makes a cool shadow. One side, maybe a little bit right up on the top. Down this side. And you will get, when you do this, a couple of things are going to happen. I'm going to push all this paint back into here. I don't even know why I'm trying to be neat. I don't know. Because it's not in my nature, is it? This is like Yellow Brick Road yellow right here. I'm just going to go on this side. We'll finish this up. Turn these into bubble letters. Okay. All right, let's come back here with the gold. Now, I don't want to overdo the gold, this goldenrod yellow. That's the name I would give this paint. What would you call this color right here? I would call this goldenrod. It's a nice, pretty color. Okay, I'm going to take this, but I don't want to overdo this. I'm going to come with a little bit right in here. and a little bit right up here, a little bit down here. It's just one brushful, that's all I'm using here. Just gently wisp this in, and I want to create this circular motion, but then down here, I'm going to turn my brush to the side, and I'm just going to sweep this golden color right across the page. And now I'm going to blend. Can you blend watercolors? Absolutely. Look at that blending. See how the line is if we put it straight there. But look what happens when we do just a little bit of blending. It's magic. And I'm not lifting paint off tonight. I have nothing for dabbing tonight. We're blending this color. And I don't want any hard lines. Scrub the heck out of it. Scrub it right in there. Now I'm going to take this and I'm going to come right back here. We're going to paint a little landscape. Can you tell? I'm going to put some of that gold right down here. And I love that. Listen to that sound. This dry brush, I love that. I love the dry brush sound. Just going to sweep this across. That's where we're at with this. Now, this color, first I'm going to look at me being so good. I'm going to wash this out. Wash and push it up on the edge of your whatever. This has been my water cup today here. I have a water jug that I'm going to be bringing in here when we're in here working. Tomorrow morning, Morton and I are leaving really, really early. We're going to New York City for the day. If anybody is close to New York City, we're going to be seeing a show at 2 p.m. on Broadway called Conversations with Mother, starring Caroline Aaron. It's going to be amazing. Come along, grab tickets for the matinee. I think Morton and I are like third row back or something. I can't wait. Okay, brush is pretty well clean. And we're going to come in here. We're going to just make this pan a little bit creamy. That's all we're going to do. We're going to load this. We're going to load the paintbrush up. Just load the paintbrush up. So now I'm going to use this color to create our horizon. I'm going to create our horizon, and I want to do this. A gentle little horizon feel back here. We might put buildings back here. Don't know what all's happening back there yet. We might have a distant horizon that's back there too. And then I'm gonna wash this. I'm gonna wash this a lot. I'm loving the color of this dirty water. It's beautiful. And we're just using the top row. Maybe next week we paint with the middle row. And the following week we'll paint with the bottom row. That would be fun. Sometimes it's really fun to limit your palette too. If you're just starting out in watercolors, that can be a really encouraging thing to do. Now I'm gonna dry this pretty well. And I'm gonna kind of just blend this horizon because I don't wanna have just a sharp, harsh line. So I'm just gonna blend that butterscotch. Let's call this color butterscotch. I almost said buttersquatch. We'll call this color butterscotch. This is going to be a golden afternoon. Again, I'm going to rinse my brush, rinse it, squish the water off on the side. I'm not using any paper tonight. No paper. No napkins, I should say. We're making our horizon line here. And again, just blending this. And I want to know, are you following along or are you watching? I'm going to paint some little houses up here. Maybe that's a little castle on a hill. Maybe that's what that is. And then this, I'm gonna take this. Megan, thank you for the roses. I think we just hit our goal. Sheila's watching while crafting. Rinsey, rinse, rinse. Rinse and twist. That's what we're doing. We're doing the twist. Rinse and twist. Twist your brush against here. Twist, twist, twist. Megan enjoys watching. Thanks, Megan. Okay, so we're gonna keep this pretty dry, and I'm gonna look because I wanna feel like you're walking into this painting, and I wanna have Pam's watching from a coffee shop. That's fun. And Tina's watching while trying to put the little ones for a nap. Oh, lovely. And Kels is watching before she falls asleep. In home sweet, in Scotland, sweet Scotland. And Kels sent Rose to the live. It says, the message came up under there back in January. Thanks, Kels, for sending Rose here. You're awesome. And KG's doing the same thing, popped up, and you're learning. Yay! Make sure you're following, please. Okay, so here I'm gonna just blend out just a little bit more back up here and back there. I'm gonna take a little bit of that. Oops, I just lost this top. Put that back on there. We don't want to lose it. I'm gonna come down here with just a little bit of that color, but we're gonna be done with the butterscotch now. We're gonna go into this orange. Rinse, rinse, rinse. And someone had suggested a sunset, which I'm kind of doing, but I'm kind of making it like golden hour too. So I've just loaded the brush up. If you've noticed, we're just using one time into the paint. It's really easy to overpaint on a watercolor. So just one time in the paint. And now we're gonna teeniest of tiniest, teeniest. We're just gonna make some little tiny little gold, little orange dots here, just to get this circle feel going around. You could also do like a sunburst coming out here if you wanted to. And we're gonna try to form the shape of our sun a little bit just by putting a little circle here. Just a little half circle, I should say. Half circle, right above the horizon. Almost like think of a crescent moon. That's what we're gonna do. Little crescent moon there. We're gonna leave it, but we're gonna come put some of this orange down here. Just a little wisp, tiny little wisp. Tiny little wisp, and we're gonna spread them out as we're coming down. This golden glowing sunlight. Golden glowing sunlight. And these ones, I'm keeping these parallel to the horizon. Can you see that? These are gonna be parallel to the horizon. And then around here, these are gonna be semicircle around the sun. Semicircle around the sun. We're gonna come in here, we're gonna rinse the heck out of that orange. We didn't use it all. You can see by the paint how we're changing our color and our water. Rinse, rinse, rinse. Rinse and then twist. Twist it out. Twist it, twist it. And if you are not in our Facebook group yet, please get there. I'm gonna put this painting in there, and I would love to see paintings of you painting along with me. That would make me so happy. I would love to see that. So, okay, so I'm gonna squish, and you can see, the more I squish, you can really tell, like, that's getting dry. So, hey, Michael. So we're gonna start up here. We're gonna start up here with these little guys, and we're gonna blend. We're gonna blend. We're not gonna try to move all that color. We're gonna blend some of the color. We're not trying to blend it all. Rinse so I don't pick up too much yellow, because we want to keep distinct orange glows here. Just the orange light. And we're going to come right over here with it. Oops. We went dark. Uh-oh. I was still too long. I kind of want to scream help. There we go. I was dancing. I was kicking my legs. There's a sensor for the light. That's funny. Oh my gosh. Where were you when the lights went out? That's what I want to know. Okay. And you don't have to worry when you're doing this technique. You don't have to worry about your paints drying out too much, because guess what? Water reactivates watercolor. So we're going to rub this, and we're taking away these lines. See how that makes the lines disappear, but the orange stays there. The orange stays there. That little orange glow. That's what we're looking for. The whole way down. Blend it, blend it. And then over here, I'm gonna blend out here once I do this one. But I want to blend the bottom. Oops. Keep this dry. Rinse and twist. Rinse and twist. You want it to be damp. You don't want it to be like dripping wet. And then just so lightly, just go and see how, do you see, can you see how that's doing it? Those little orange lines, just they blend in perfectly. Can you see that? Somebody tell me if you can, hopefully you can see that. These little orange lines, now they're blended, they're soft. I've been doing a lot of airbrushing on my Procreate, and this is like an airbrushing technique that you can use on your watercolors. So rinse, twist, get it almost dry from this, not from a paper, and then just blend. Just blend. And you can really feel when it starts to dry. You can really feel it, and that's when you go back in here. Rinse this. Yay, you can see it. Perfect. Thank you, Lacey and Kiji. Okay, so you're rinsing, you're twisting, and you're having fun. Are we having fun? I hope you are. And thanks for being here. Thanks for tapping. We have 2,200 tip taps that you've done, because you're awesome. Blending. Airbrushing technique for watercolor. So let's look at this. While this is half and half, this is all blended. Let me zoom you in so you can be real close. That's blended. That's not. They're both cool looks, but right now we're going for the blend. Can you see the difference there? Blended and not blended. The blended is definitely, it's a totally different look. And there is no one way is the right way, one way is wrong way. Art doesn't work that way. What you like is the way that it works. Okay, rinse and dry. And I'm hoping if you are a brand new beginner, this helps you not to be intimidated. And I'm hoping if you are excuse me, if you are experienced watercolor person, that you will share some of your tips too. That would be amazing. That would be really amazing, because I think we're all here to help each other. Look how that blends. So easy, so easy. And I've never showed you this before. I always show you dabbing off and taking color off, which I'm a big fan of that. But I'm a big fan of this too. Just little blending. Sometimes you blend it to the point you can't even see, and you say, hey, was there even orange there? Yeah, you can. Rinse it, squish it, twist it, twist it, twist it, and get that brush about dry. Get that brush about dry. And then just blend. Just some little blends. I keep losing this, but that is a good thing to show you, to put that on there. I promise I'm going to show you a cool trick with that. And I keep my paintbrushes with those as long as I can. And then at some point they seem to all disappear. So I'm squishing. I got a couple big ones left to blend. And you can decide you want to turn them into a little hump. You can do that. But I think it looks gorgeous when you blend the color like that. So let's talk about the sun. I'm gonna get this wet. I'm gonna make it halfway dry. I'm gonna squeeze out, but I'm gonna leave, look, when I push it against here, look, it's a little too dry. See, a lot of pink comes out, then a little bit of pink. And then it keeps getting less and less, but I think this will be a good amount. So we're gonna take this, and I'm just gonna bring this down here. Just bring this down, and I'm gonna ever so gently just blend this right here in space, right here in this space. I'm not making a whole circle, I'm making a crescent moon. Might make the sun a little bit bigger, maybe, but I wanna blend this. I wanna blend that sun. But keep a nice crisp edge on it. Little of this, little of that. And now this part here, because we definitely need our definitive edge to it, I'm just gonna bring this right down. Bring that right down. This, I'm not gonna paint any more on that right now. I'm gonna take this brush, I'm not gonna make it wet. I'm gonna come up over here and put that orange in the sky right over there. Look at it. Just brush it in there. Use dry brush. You hear it? Hear how dry that gets? Let's go back here. Make it wet. Twist it. Twist it. We want to get it really dry this time. Twist and push. Twist and push. And we're going to come up here. We're going to do this again. We're going to just blend gently here because we want to make it a circle. Needs to be a circle. We're going to get a little bit more of that orange on our paintbrush. A little bit more orange. We're going to come back here in the sky. We're going to put that orange back in the sky. And just brush it right out. Brush it right out. In. This is the same step repeated over and over. Brush it. You want it about dry. Come back in here because we're trying to make the circle look like a circle. And I'm gonna just soften this edge a little bit. And a lot of this, you know what a lot of this is? A lot of this is practice. I'm gonna tell you something else. A lot of this is luck. We're gonna come back here. That's a lovely color orange there. So that sky had been really light back there. We want to put more of that back there. There we go. I'm going to come back in here and I want to push this around. Push this around. Push that right around. It looks like a planet just now. Got to go in the center a bit. Because when it turns into the orange ball, you can't really see yellow in it. It's just a bright orange ball. We know this. So this orange here, I'm going to come up here, high in the sky. High in the sky. Paint some of that in. I'm going to take off just a little bit more painting just by touching this. Come right in the sky and dry brush that. The whole sky is going to be glowing orange. I'm loving that. I'm loving that. So down here I need some stuff. Down here it's still pretty light. So I'm going to come back in here. I'm going to make this brush wet. And I'm going to just see what I got down here. That's basically just my paint water. just my paint water, just to blend in. I'm loving that. Paint water is really good. I see videos all the time of people using just clear water. I'm not a fan of that because I can add the tone. That has a bit of every color paint I've used right in here, right in this water. And do you see what it did? It made this nice and highlighted, but it gives it another depth. Gives it another depth. I'm happy with that. Okay, this could go two ways because we're coming into this next color here, which is an orangey red. I'm gonna just make this, let's get this brush loaded up. And I like to go into the paint sideways. Keep your brush parallel. And this is actually a nice palette to go into. Just roll it around in here to load that up with paint. Load that up with paint. Now this is gonna be another horizon highlighter, and this is gonna be another way to highlight the painting itself. But let's start with our closest horizon, which is maybe here. And I'm not just gonna paint a straight line over. I'm not gonna do that. We're wanting some rolling hills. So see how I'm not making it touch every part of the canvas. There, it got a little bit wild there. If it gets a little bit wild, that's okay. We're gonna come up here. We're gonna put some, you want light in front of, this is a good way to make shadows and things. We're just gonna put some things way back in there. And then here, I'm gonna take and I'm gonna paint some bigger lines out. Some bigger lines out at the bottom. Smaller going back. And it looks, oh, look at that color change. It looks like I went a bit mad here, but I didn't, I promised. I'm gonna rinse this off. We're gonna do the same procedure. Keep it a little bit wet. Watch, you can see how many drops are coming out. The drops and the bubbles get smaller and smaller as you do this. Okay, so when we're here now, I'm gonna start right back at the horizon and I'm gonna blend. Just gonna blend our horizon. I'm gonna pull it down, I'm gonna blend, but we wanna leave bits. We wanna leave bits. Blend, listen, it's so dry now. Look, it's not even pushing that paint around. That's how dry it is. And that's what we want. We want to blend this. Blend this till you get that nice dry noise. The dry noise is what we're after. Rinse, clean it off. This nice clear cup, this is a good painting cup to show you in. So you can see here, look at big dot, littler dot, very little dot. You can see how dry it's getting. Thanks, Paula says beautiful. So we're gonna come over here and we're gonna do the same on this hill. We're gonna take and we're gonna put some little peaks and valley kind of feels right here. And we're gonna keep moving this around and try to blend what we can. We're gonna blend what we can. And then when it gets dry, when you hear that noise, start to go crazy. Look, we're gonna put some little highlights up here. We're gonna build a whole little town up here, I think. I think that's what we're gonna do back here. I think we're gonna build a little town. We're gonna build a hot little town. Rinse, twist to empty your brush out. Empty that out. And then you can see how you can make your little levels and little feels while it's wet. When it starts drying, you can't move it. But around these now, I'm gonna just rough up and blend. This is all about blending. And look down here, it was still a little wet and shiny, so I went into it, down in this corner. It had been a little bit wet and shiny. And you can really see the difference. Look at, that was 2 weeks ago, and that's heavy pigment on there. Can you feel the difference here? Like it's not like it's better. It's total preference of which you prefer. But blending with watercolors can be really fun. Rinse. Dab off your extras, and we got 3 little pieces here to do that. Yes, Paula said saturated, and TikTok filtered that for whatever the heck reason. So here, down here, because this is feeling very deserty, and we want it to feel sunsetty. I think of it as a sunset in Scotland. I truthfully don't know why all of my paintings seem to want to be in Scotland. Maybe I need to move back to Scotland. I don't know. Dry this, just by dabbing it. Just by dabbing it, and then come back here. And I want to make this a little pathway coming back here. A little road of some fashion, maybe. And look, you can erase color with your water. You can erase color with water without dabbing. Don't tell anyone I told you this. You know I'm a big fan of the dab. Just kidding. Tell everybody. Seriously, get all your friends painting with you. How fun would it be to have watercolor nights in your place, or find a place. Find a place close to you where you could do watercolor nights. That would be fun. Heck, I would even come along and partake in that myself. I would love to see that. Get creative with other people too. Okay, almost dry. I'm gonna look around and see kind of where I want to erase a little bit of color, and I'm just gonna kind of go in there and do that. And then I know I have more color on my brush now, just a little bit of that color right here. Just a little patch of that reddy orange right there on the sun. I'm happy with that. Let's move along to our next color. Our next color is, I would say this is a red, and then the next color is going to be like a dark cherry red. But I would call this red. So we're going to fill the brush up. We're going to load the brush. And you can dab the brush in like that too. It'll bend your bristles and they won't last as long. I like to fill up from the side, but you do it any way you want to do. I got the hiccups. Any way you want to do it. Okay, so this one now, we're going to take so gingerly, we're going to paint up here. And here comes Morton. What do you got to show me, sir? Hold that up. Oh, I love it. I love it.
Yeah, on yesterday, but
Yeah. No, it'll bust right out. Go grab another one. See if you can get another one done. Thanks, honey. Say hi.
it's
Honey,
hi everybody.
we're doing Watercolor Wednesday.
Yeah, it's 5:47. What time are you leaving? I need to clean the machine.
This-
It takes about
okay.
45 minutes.
Yeah, just clean the machine. Clean the machine. Paula says nice.
Hi there.
We can't stay late tonight because we got an early morning tomorrow. We're heading to New York. New York City. So here I'm just gonna take and I'm gonna put some little touches of this up here. I'm not gonna go crazy. I'm gonna put some right in front of the sun. But I'm not gonna so much draw a horizon as I'm painting shadows up here. And I'm gonna paint our road. I'm gonna make this now like our road. So it's gonna start off way back there and tiny. It's gonna come to us and get bigger. Just little dabs. Can you see the little dabs? And let's make our road run off this side. Make this get bigger. Maybe this will be a red brick road. Make it get bigger as it gets down here. I'm using a lot of this stuff. I'm gonna take this all the way to the corner. And I'm just, look at that cool shape that I'm getting just by pushing my brush down here. Not gonna paint in the whole way. Just paint it like that. I love that. I'm so happy with that. I got a little bit more red up here, so I'm gonna just dab some little things up. Because I can tell you what, from the church, I know what happens at golden hour. You've seen it. We have, everything will turn the color of our windows. Everything will. Oh, let's put some of that down here. We'll maybe make over here. We'll maybe make a little wispy plant over here. I'm just getting this color out of my brush. Hold it nice and hold this up straight, bigger at the bottom. And you don't want to fill it all in. And maybe you want to do little dabs for little leaves. Little leaves on the stick. Let your brush do some work for you. Look at, the brush is kind of separating. Can you see that? The brush is separating. And it's turning these leaves into a super cool shape. If I want the leaves to be bigger, I push it down further. I'm putting a whole bunch of these leaves all over, every which way. Turn your brush around. Turn your brush around. Dab it right down into the base. That's going to make a little shadow down here for you. I love it. I love that. I'm so happy with that. Okay, we got 10 minutes to finish this painting, and I think we're going to be fine. Make sure you're following. We're going to rinse this brush out. And thanks for joining us on this lovely Watercolor Wednesday. Rinse the brush, and we're going to squish now. We are going to squish. Rinse and squish. We're using the whole top row of our paint palette tonight. I really want to rinse that well. Rinse and squish. Squish that paint out. The water. Okay, and let's start back at the horizon. I kind of want to zoom you in because cool things are going to be happening that you might not be able to see the whole way. So I'm going to zoom you in. I'm going to move you around. So I want this to be a good one. So these are going to be turned into houses back here. So we're going to go for little peaks and little, it's just a little village back here. And I know what you're thinking. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. I'm just tapping this brush down to make shadows from these coming down onto here. We're going to rinse this out. We're going to push it on the side. Get the water out of here. We want this to be almost dry. So we're pushing the heck out of this. Just push it. Find a dry spot on your cup. Push again. Keep pushing. Twist it, push it. I just put paint over there maybe. Now here, I'm going to take this and I'm just going to blend a little bit. Because we want this to be up over the hill. But I want to put some shadows here. The shadows are going to be in red. If I was using every color, I would put black up here now instead of this. But I'm putting that here. Let's move to this. Let's do the same again. Little things right in front of the sun. Don't know what they are. They're far, far away. I'm going to get a little valley feel going here. So I'm just going to dry brush side to side here for this little road coming towards us. Can you hear the brush? It's dry now. I'm going to go back in here, squish the paint out. Squish that water out. We're gonna come over here and we're gonna do the same. We're gonna build our little houses. Maybe bigger houses, who knows what they are. They could be trees. They could be whatever you want them to be. They're glowing from the sunset. Let's make some trees actually back here. Make some tall trees back here. Maybe make a further away. We could do a further away place too. And we just want to go with blending this color down so we don't have the harsh color. Blend it. I know you've blended things before. Let me zoom you back out so you can see. I'm distracted by the follow for fun. I'm gonna put that up here. That was distracting me. Please make sure you're following. Now I'm gonna take a teeny tiny bit of this red, a teeny tiny bit of this red right here on this side of the sun. Blend that just a little bit. Blend that, okay. Rinse, 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 rinse. It was distracting you too, yep. It was bugging me, sorry about that. Rinse, twist. Rinse and twist. You can see there I got a lot of water on there, but that's okay. I'm gonna come up here and put some nice dark right in front of the sun. Pull it down here. Leave some of the clear for shadow. That could be a little mound. We don't know what that is. That part, I'm not touching. That bush, I love that bush. Rinsing this. I do want to put just a little bit of stuff right here. And this now, I just want to touch that just a little bit. Just that needs to be blended a little bit. Just a little bit there. I love that. Okay. Over here, I'm gonna put some little grassy feels up here. Little grass by the path. Maybe grass in between the path. Just when it's close enough that we can see it, not far away. See, just touching that paint just a little bit. Can you see that? Oh, there you go. You see how it activates that to turn it into grass for us? We're gonna make this point a little bit finer, and rinse. And we gotta blend these because these look outrageous. But we don't want to blend away all of our little light gold colors. We're not gonna blend it all away. We're gonna blend little bits away. We're gonna let some of that gold in there. Let some of the gold, let some of all the color base that we have been playing with here. Gonna leave some of that. And then this, you see how this is spread apart? This, we're gonna pull more grass up. We're gonna pull some more grass up. We're gonna make this grass a little bit taller because it's closer to us. And then we're just gonna dab. We're just gonna zoom in back out so you can see here. We're just gonna dab some of that color in. And I'm gonna come up here by the horizon and dab right in the horizon. Right in the horizon. And the hardest part of any painting is knowing when it's done. Did we use the red? We didn't use the red. Oh, we gotta use the red. We gotta use dark red. We didn't use it. This is gonna work like highlight, only it's gonna be the dark highlight. So we're gonna load the brush up, load this brush up, and then we're gonna, this is gonna look bizarre at first, but we are gonna just flick some little flicks of this up here, just to make grass on our path. And we're gonna take this right at our horizon. And we're gonna tap this right into our horizon, and we're gonna bring down some nice dark shadows here. Nice dark shadows down, and we're just gonna wisp it up just a little bit. Not the whole way to the top. Just to make a cool little cutoff line. It needed that. That separated our horizon for us. So a little bit of the dark right at the horizon. Bring it down just a little bit, not a whole lot. And wisp it up. Can you see? You don't want to cover up all that paint though. All those little details that you have back there. Leave some highlight showing. And then here, I'm going to take and go with the darker coming back here. And the darker coming back here. So you can see our road coming back out to us. And, okay, now this is, it did need that little extra red, didn't it? So this, I usually like to only load my brush up once, but this, I'm gonna build this horizon up here a little bit higher. Might have to reload my brush again, I'm not sure. And we're just gonna whisk a little bit of it up. So a little bit of it up. And we're gonna whisk a little bit down, a little bit down, a little bit up. And that will establish our little horizon. Blending. The word of today is blending. Blending. And then down here we can do, let's down here, instead of doing another whole horizon sort of thing, let me cut a little line in here. Just cut that little line in here. And let's go with some dark right at the base of what this is. We don't know what this is. This is another flower up here. And look at that cool shape that I'm getting with my paintbrush, because my paintbrush is, when you see your paintbrush doing this sort of thing, you better go with it. Let your paintbrush do the work. Back there we have another little bit of that. And then coming over here, looking, we can take and we can put little flowers on here. I am not painting these. Do you see this? I am not painting these. Can you see what I'm saying here? Look at that. I am not painting these. The brush is doing all the hard work. I'm just gonna, oops, sorry. I moved over to here. I don't want to blend these because I want that color showing. Okay. I think we're basically done. Now I'm gonna wash my brush one more time. Get the water off of it. Rinsey. Push this down, and this live will be uploaded forever and always on our YouTube channel that you can watch it and paint along with me. This part up here, I dry brushed that sun. I need to smooth that out just a little bit. I'll pull that right over here. It was dry brushed, and I need it to not be streaky. I need it to be this color. I really do. It must be this color. And now I have a little bit more of that on my brush. I'm gonna come up here in the sky with the dry. Just put some of that red up in the sky. Rinse My water is primarily ready orange now. A little bit of that up there. Take away some of the bright, bright yellow. But I will let it glow in areas too. Look at wherever I let the glows happen from. You see the sun sort of just pops out now. That's what we're after. This is your favorite. Wowzy, wow, wow. Well, I hope you paint it too. And you can see, like, if you want to make the sun perfect, make the sun perfect. I'm not. I'm happy with this. I'm very happy with that. And I'm very happy. Chris says it's favorite. I'm going to take a little bit of this because this is white down here. Dab this off in that cool color that I have. And let me set this off of here. Let me set this up here. I think we're done. You tell me what you think. Are we done? Could it be on the wall? Trying to get you a good picture here. I could see it up on the wall. It would make cool art for the wall. I might have to put that on something. I like it a lot. And we just painted with the top row. Next week we'll paint with the middle row, and the week after that we'll paint with the bottom row. I'm happy with that. And you know what I'm really happy with? I'm really happy with the fact that you're here and you're watching and you're painting. And this is gonna go up on our YouTube channel. I'm gonna go live in a little minute again. I'll take you in the back. I will show you what Morton has been up to. I know he came in for part of this, but thanks so much for being here. And now I challenge you to get creative, paint something. You could look how that was so easy to paint. You know that was so easy to paint. You just watch me paint it. Get creative. Make sure you're in our Facebook group. I love it there. Make sure you're following on YouTube because this is going to be up there. So have a beautiful night, and we're going to New York City tomorrow. Get ready for the fun. See you later. Bye for now.